Hey guys, welcome back to Project Pan. This is the third update of this year and I'm so excited to be working through everything bit by bit, piece by piece. I was just rewatching my last update and even since then so many things have been used up and so many things have been rotated in, and I'm sure even from like the very first one of this year alone, so much has changed, so many things have been worked through, which is entirely the point. I do also want to be very transparent with you guys and let you know that I've been working on doing my own makeup to like a professional level. That way I don't have to hire a makeup artist and pay them, rather I can like learn a skill and be able to do it on myself, like for whatever events that are upcoming. And trust me, there are a lot of life events upcoming where I'm gonna need my hair and makeup done. Hair, totally fine, like I feel like I've had that down pat for ages. Makeup, not so much. So I have bought like a handful of new things, like a new foundation, bronzers. I bought eyelashes that didn't work out for me. What else did I buy? I think like an eyeshadow and like a new mascara that I needed anyway, but I just want to be transparent. I'm trying my best to continue to work through everything that I've shown you guys, as well as practice new makeup and new makeup techniques. Also, if these glasses are ridiculous, I'm so sorry, but I feel like they complete the look today, so I kind of just want to keep them on. That all being said though, that's like special occasion makeup that I've been practicing with and only wearing for special occasions, versus what I feel like I show in my Project Pan is definitely day-to-day makeup, things that I put on day in and day out and try to really use up and get to the bottom of. Not to say that eventually maybe this special event makeup won't make its way into the Project Pan, but I don't know, I just felt like I wanted to be transparent with you guys because there comes a point in Project Pan where like, okay, you've used up every single one of the concealers that you own, so like at some point you do have to purchase another one, and that's a great segue into Project Pan. So in the last quarter's update, I guess because it goes by quarters, I upload 4 Project Pan videos a year. I used up my It Cosmetics CC cream and I loved it towards the end because my skin needs started to change. Going through Accutane, it definitely started to suit me better and make me look glowy and dewy and healthy. Loved that. And so what I rotated in after I used that all the way up was this e.l.f. blush in the shade Candid Coral. I was explaining how this is probably the first ever makeup product I had ever bought, and then it felt really close to already being panned, which I'm not even kidding, the very first time I used it, I hit pan. And I do love this shade so much, so I have been using a ton of it. That's why so much of it is gone. And it's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous on its own. It's definitely very like healthy, bronzy, not glittery, but it does have some sort of like gold sheen into it. I really adore this stuff. I honestly like, I haven't checked if it's still in production, like if I could repurchase this, but this is probably my holy grail blush, like ever, hands down. I just think it's very natural and very soft and very like healthy looking, if that makes sense. It's kind of like a powder version of what I get from a lot of like my stick blushes, like I can't speak English, cheek and lip sticks. Like, you know, like the dual ones, like by Say, they have one, Milk has them. This gives that, but like in a powder form, plus some like extra glitter, some glitz. I really do love it, and I'm definitely excited to keep working my way through it. But I am gonna be sad when it's like actually gone. Next up, I have my e.l.f. Camo Concealer. This has been not my favorite product ever. I did get it in a pinch. It's taken me about 1.5 years to use it, which I don't know if that's like the typical lifespan for a tube concealer, but I'm really glad to tell you guys that I'm finally done with it. I'm now only able to scrape like the sides of the tube, and I'm sure there's some way where I could like cut it open and like get even more out of it, but I'm really not that worried about it. I don't need that much of it, so I definitely am done with this one. It's been fully panned. I will say I started to use it like a lot more on my face, like not just for my under eyes. I'd use it for like my under eyes, I'd use it around my nose, I'd use it all over my lid as like an eyeshadow base, which like doesn't work super well because I'm sure you can see like a lot of creasing of the shadows. But let me put these bad boys back on. I just think they're so cute. It really depends what you're looking for in a concealer, but this just wasn't it for me. I missed the trash can. Okay, moving on. So that means I get to replace that product with something, and I'm going to rotate in the e.l.f. HG powder and translucent. Now this is something that I would have considered like a holy grail product. It's just that I'm kind of realizing after I repurchased it for the second time that it does give like a lot of flashback, which I didn't really realize until I was going to like more like fancy events where you have like more professional photography or flash photography. So it would give me a lot of flashback in my under eyes. And also, this is the job of a powder, so I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but it would definitely dry my face out. Like, it just doesn't feel like a blurring powder. It genuinely feels like it dries my face out, and that's just not something I really jive with in a powder. And that's not to say like that's the powder's fault. Maybe it was my skincare that I was doing and that was making my skin like that. But this is something that I want to use up because it's not really like for blurring your skin. It's really just for soaking up oil. And I do want to just use this up and kind of like move on. I do have the Maybelline Fit Me powder, which I've been loving for my under eyes. And this, I think I'm just going to kind of concentrate like in my oily T-zone and kind of leave it at that, versus I used to use this under my under eyes and it would give such a bad flashback. Like James Charles flashback kind of vibe. That's what this was giving, and don't really love it. That's okay. We have different uses for it, like chin, forehead, nose, all those good things. This is also just not as easy for me to use because it doesn't have like a built-in mirror or a powder puff that comes with it. It's definitely more of like a sit down, like I need to really dedicate a lot of time to this. So we'll see how far I get through. I have not a ton. I would say like I have maybe like half of what comes, and I mean this doesn't ever come like fully full, so maybe like a third left. I don't know. This Morphe Setting Mist. You guys know that I was having trouble telling if this was going to be like out super soon or not. I am glad to say it's finally done. I have used it all up. It doesn't really spray. Like, it starts to spray once and then it starts to get like dribbly, which is not good for the makeup. It definitely will like leave splotches on your makeup if you use it like that. So I'm finally done with this. There's really nothing much more to say. I have so many other setting sprays. I actually have 3 other ones. So I'm going to now rotate in my Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Set and Refresh Spray. I do really like this stuff. It is very grippy. Like, this is something that you would probably use either right before you put on any complexion stuff or right after you put on all your cream complexion. So like cream blush, cream bronzer, your concealer, your foundation, go ahead and like spray with this and then put all your powders on top and then spray with this again. Your makeup's not going anywhere. I will say though, out of all of the other like setting mists that I have, this is definitely like the stickiest one. But the other ones are more like watery kind of feeling. I am definitely going to repurchase the Morphe one. It's by far my favorite, and I think just like branching out and being able to try other like travel size ones kind of makes me realize that this is always going to be worth it for me. Like the full size and the price point, like everything about it is just amazing. Don't get me wrong, the other ones I'm using are great too, but just this is always going to be my favorite, I believe. Next up in complexion, I've been using my Bare Minerals blush in the shade The One. I have made decent progress in the sense that I'm finally getting to like a dip in the powder, which is great because I was using this for a really long time and like I'm not getting anywhere with it. I have it on today. It's definitely pink. It is like a true pink blush. I think it's super sweet and darling, and it does look really good on. And this is about how far I've gotten. You can kind of see like at the top, not the mirror, but like the top of the pan. There's definitely a lot taken off from there. It's got a really great size mirror. Sorry to blind you, but I think this is a great travel blush. Just love it, love the size, love the shade. This has been something I've been using for my more professional makeup days just because this is like such a pop of color and like you can really build it up over time, and I've just really been loving this. And I don't know, might take me like another 6 months to like truly get through it, but I do think I could hit pan by the end of the year. So we'll see. the Pure palette. So I did let you guys know last time I hit pan on this top shade, and I've been working on this middle shade in Lunar. It's still like a beautiful highlight shade. It's not like quite as purpley as I was anticipating, so it still just like looks gorgeous. I have it on today, just like a little bit of nose highlight and like on the cheekbones. She's cute, she's great. I just haven't made very much progress with this, unfortunately. I just don't find myself like on an everyday kind of like makeup look, like putting highlighter on like I did today, kind of because I knew I was filming, but also like I did a little bit more makeup than usual, so I was like, okay, let me just put on a highlight. And it just goes on such small areas of your face that like it's just kind of hard to use up. So we'll see how far I get by the end of the year. I don't think I'm gonna hit pan anytime soon, but never say never. My Modern Renaissance palette, I love her to death. I'm not gonna be done with her anytime soon. I've still been using like just about every single shade in this palette, and I have been making a bigger dent in the shade Primavera. This is like that super goldeny shimmery shade, which I love. It's been really nice to just experiment with like, again, different makeup techniques. I kind of have learned that my eyes, they're not fully hooded, but they're semi-hooded, which means like those like super glitzy glimmery shades, like they just don't show up on my eyes as well. Like you can see that my brow skin, I guess, just like sits a little bit lower on the eyelid, which is fine. But if I want to do like a super glitzy glamoury look, I just have to like put more on, which is fine when we're talking in terms of Project Pan. I'm like definitely not mad about it, but at the same time, this is a new development for me. This is something I just figured out about myself, which is crazy because I'm almost 27 years old, and how did I not know that I had like semi-hooded eyes? Looking at this palette, I definitely have some more favorites than others. Like the purpley shades have been dipped into a lot more. The red ochre, like that really red shade, not so much. While like the oranges and like the light kind of browns, like those have been my favorites, and I'm making good progress there. I'm only, ew, okay, gross. I've only really hit pan on 3 shades fully. The other ones are just, they're just gonna take time. I'm really not sure what all that was. Next up, my tried and true LA Girl lip liner in the shade Bear. I definitely feel like I'm making good progress here. Like, I feel like once every month-ish I sharpen it and I'm like, wow, I'm making such good progress here. And I do have it on today, and it's definitely more like orangey brownie nude. I don't hate it, but again, I just don't know why I thought this was gonna be like my shade. Like, this is the one for me. It's something, you know, something to put on. It was definitely my first ever lip liner, and I don't regret it. But I have definitely found some other lip liners that are much more suited for my skin tone, and I can just like work with them a lot better, and they just look better on me. But I'm like really grateful that I was experimental enough to like find this combo of everything and be able to like wear it with like a more neutral eye and just kind of like this look. Like this lip is good for like this like daily look. I don't think I'm going to be able to finish this by the end of the year, but next year, maybe like if I gave myself 6 months, I could do it. Or if I wore this like religiously every day, I think I could finish it within 3 months, because it is a very soft creamy formula. Like the color choice, like that's on me, but the formula itself is actually really good. So I am not knocking LA Girl, I'm just knocking my color theory capabilities, like, and how minimal they were at this time. Tarte's brow pomade. I've actually made a ton of progress with this since the last time I checked in with you guys, and that has to do with getting a new eyebrow brush. Let me grab it actually. So like I said, I've been practicing more like professional looking makeup, and that meant upgrading some of my tools, not all of them, like not doing an overhaul. I still use a lot of the same makeup brushes, but I did finally buy a new eyebrow brush, and this is the Morphe M401, and it's just the brow brush. So it has a spoolie on one side and then the angled brush on the other. For some reason, this has changed my entire brow game, and it's just a brush with a spoolie on it. The Tarte pomade itself came with that exact brush, like same setup, but since I've had it for like over a decade, I'm not exaggerating, since I've had it for that long, First of all, the spoolie broke off, and then the brush itself is like absolutely caked in product, and I feel like that's why it wasn't picking anything up. That's why it wasn't really distributing very well. It was just like hard caked product. And something about this brush, and I think maybe because it's new or sharper or like more fine and detailed, has really been able to get into the product and just expertly apply it to my brows. Like, my technique has not changed at all. The only thing that's really changed is this brush. So let's see if I can pop it out as we normally do. Yeah, I mean, it's just so much thinner than it was the past few times I've shown you guys, and like I've gotten so much deeper of a crater. I've been trying to also like attack the edges and kind of like just make it thinner overall and like deepen the crater, and I do think I'm making really phenomenal progress with this. I will say, once I'm done with this brow pomade, I will most likely just buy like a brow pencil just to travel with. I feel like that's a lot easier. But now that I just said that out loud, I do think like a brow pomade like this is probably more sustainable because it does come in like recyclable packaging and it lasts you for so long. But I don't know, kind of on the fence about that. Let me know what you guys think, if I should like repurchase a pomade. Not that that's gonna happen anytime soon. I guarantee you I probably still have like at least a year left of this, or if I should just like experiment with like a thin little brow pencil. Next up, this one is probably my most neglected product in all of Project Pan this time around, and that is my Burt's Bees Watermelon Rush Squeezy Tinted Balm. Now, this formulation has started to separate in the bottle, so it's kind of become a hassle to use it every single time. Like, I squeeze it up and around just so it like mixes back together, but it's messy. The formulation's not great. The color is also like, it's a fun color, but it's not like my color, if that makes sense. The other one that I have in Cocoa Rush, I love it. I think it's such a gorgeous, sweet, amazing color. This, like, it's fun. Like, it's definitely a pop of color, but it's easy to apply too much and then it gets tacky. But then like what comes out of the tube, a lot comes out of the tube all at once, so it's really hard to kind of moderate how much product is even going to be coming out in the first place. It's just not my favorite. I really have not worked through it that much, and I keep it in my bag every day, and sometimes I try to like really make a conscious effort to put this on at least once a day, and it still just hasn't really gotten me anywhere. The other one, because I like it so much, like it's like halfway done and it's just easier for me to use. I just want to grab it and use it more. So even though like I'm trying to use it and be conscious of like what, like it's sitting in my bag, I should use it, it's just I'm not gravitating towards it. I'm not grabbing it to apply it. I don't know if you guys have any suggestions. I wouldn't put this on my cheeks because I do think it would break me out kind of a lot. It's like oily. I don't know. It's not my favorite. Let's just put it at that. And I'm not sure how much I'm gonna use because it's just like tough for me to want to grab it. Last thing for Project Pan is this Wet n Wild eyeliner that is literally becoming a nub of what it used to be, which is really impressive. But also I think the inside of the pencil is broken because I actually just sharpened this and it's like missing a lot of the inside of the pencil and it breaks apart really easy. But I actually have gotten to the point of like using this so much in my daily makeup and just like making my lash line look a lot thicker and just standing out a lot more, and then also like as an eyeshadow, just experimenting with all types of different ways to use this. I do so much of it that I'm worried I'm not gonna have any left for when I like actually need it. Coming up in October, I'm in a wedding that again I'm gonna be doing more like professional looking makeup, and I want this eyeliner to last that long, so I'm a little worried like I'm gonna use it up before then. But that's in like a few weeks. It's in like 3 weeks, so I think I should be fine. And then after that wedding, like I'm free to just use it up as much as I want and then like repurchase like a different one. I don't think I'd repurchase this one. I do love the color payoff, the formulation's great, but what I'm not loving is that the pencil itself is like broken, and every time I sharpen it, like a lot of it just kind of like falls apart. So it's not great for longevity's sake. Like I actually would want something that's a little bit more long lasting in the sense that like when I sharpen the pencil, it's not going to fall apart every single time. Guys, you have to subscribe and stay tuned for the finale of Project Pan coming up at the end of December, and then kick off the next one beginning of January. I just like the way that kind of flows, so definitely subscribe and stay tuned. It's actually mind-blowing that 95% of people that tune in to my channel and watch my videos are not subscribed. If you are in that 95%, I want you to get out of that 95% and subscribe down below. Okay, thank you so very much. I love you guys millions. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, go ahead and leave me down like the kissy emoji with like the lipstick stain. Such a slay emoji. She's so cute. One of my favorites. I'll catch y'all in next week's video. Until then, don't forget to be kind to yourself, others, and the planet. Bye.